I'd like to take a few minutes to show you the basics of operating the bike blinker. First of all, I have a battery pack up here on top. It's 2 lithium-ion batteries wired in parallel to give me 3.7 volts. And I'm going to hook this up to the blinker with a connector. And when it does get connected, notice that the lights begin to blink shortly after the connection. And they're going to blink out a Morse code letter F, which is 2 shorts, a long and a short, indicating that we're in Fahrenheit. That's how you can tell that. Obviously, if it's in Celsius, it would give a Morse code C, which is a long, a short, a long, and a short. It starts blinking out the temperature immediately, and we'll talk about how to interpret that in a moment. But on the front of the helmet are 3 rather bright LEDs. On the rear, 3 red, again rather bright LEDs. And in the middle, in one of the vents, is the circuit board itself. I'll put a light on there so that you can see a little bit better. And coming out from that is the temperature sensor, and that's on the end of a little 3-wire connection. Normally it's glued back here, but I've got it loose so that we can get at it a little bit more easily. And the last thing in terms of the circuit is there's an extra button that's been wired in parallel with the button on the circuit board and placed out here on the helmet so I can get to it much more easily while I'm riding. Okay, I'm going to turn it so you can see the lights, and let's wait for a rapid blink. That's the beginning of a temperature reading. There we go, rapid blink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 70, 1, 2, 3, 73 degrees is what the temperature is in the room. It's going to do that again. And again, it will do it over and over again. What I'd like to do next is take an ice pack and put it against the sensor, and we should be able to drop that temperature fairly rapidly. Let's see what the next reading is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 66. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. 0, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it continues to drop. Next thing I'd like to do is to hit it with a cigarette lighter. And let's take it up above 100 degrees somewhere. I'll touch that to the sensor for a couple of moments. Let's see what happens now. 100, 1, 2, 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 126 degrees. And again, it will start to cool. And let's look at the next reading. Hopefully we won't see 126 on the bike. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 115. We'll look at one more. 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 106. 1, 0, 1, 101. And now it should drop into the 90s somewhere, I would think. You'll notice that it will show the hundreds place, but normally that's suppressed. If you've got something in the 60s, it doesn't say 0 ones, and 6 tens. Next thing I'd like to do is show you how to shut the system down, and then we'll take a look at the advanced topics. To shut it down, just hold the button, and you'll notice it's flashing. It's actually flashing the next mode, but if you let that flash 5 times, the lights go dim and it goes out. If I hit the button again, it'll wake up from that low power sleep mode, lights go bright, and we're right back where we left off. It tells you Fahrenheit, and then it's going to report the temperature. I'll shut it down again. 2, 3, 4. If you let it repeat 5 times, it shuts down. I'd like to show you some of the more advanced features. First of all, I'd like to change modes. It's right now in its normal temperature reporting mode. If I hold the button down, you'll see it blinks twice, twice, twice. That means it's now moved into mode 2 when you let go of the button, which is a very rapid blink. Might also comment that the blinking, particularly at the beginning of a temperature report, is a little bit too fast for the camera to pick up. The blinks in real life are much more distinct than they sometimes show up on the camera. I'm going to hold the button down again, and now it says 3, 3, 3, which is a slow blink, about a half a second on, half a second off. and the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a solid on mode, which is real nice because it keeps all of the lights on at full brightness, and if you need to repair a tire or do some other maintenance in the dark, it comes in real handy. And finally, I'd like to show you the most complex of the modes, which is mode 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it go. And what it's going to do is report the current temperature, which is about 6, I didn't catch that, 60 or 75 degrees. Then it's going to go from bright to dim, which means the next thing it shows you is going to be the minimum temperature it's seen since it was turned on or awakened. Then it goes from dim to bright to show you the maximum temperature it's seen since it's been awakened. Now I have to tell you that I put the sensor in an ice bath and then I hit it with a flame, so you're going to see some rather wide ranges. We're going to come up with a minimum here in a moment. Bright to dim, now comes minimum, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quick flash is 40. Dim to bright, here comes the max, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 150, 1, 2, 3, 4, 154. And during a ride, once you turn this on or awaken it, it resets everything. But from that point on, it keeps track of the current temperature, the minimum it's seen since it's been turned on, and the maximum it has seen since it has been turned on. And then again, you can operate this in either Fahrenheit or Celsius. Obviously right now it's in Fahrenheit. To turn it to Celsius, there are two ways to do it. The easiest way, if you have access to the button, just hold the button down, put it to sleep. Again, let the mode flash 5 times. It goes from bright to dim. It's now asleep in a very low power mode. Let's wake it back up again. And as soon as it wakes up, it's going to report Fahrenheit. Fast, fast, short, fast. Then it's going to switch. If you keep the button down, it's now switched to Celsius. And if I let go, when it reports the temperature, there we go. Let it start over again. Fast. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8. So it's 18 degrees C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 18 degrees Celsius. The other way to change the temperature is when you power it up. So I'm going to disconnect the battery, and I'm going to power it up while I'm holding the button down. So hold the button down, power it up. Again, it will do the same sort of thing. It's showing me Celsius, but I keep the button down, and now it says Fahrenheit. And if I let go, now we're back to Fahrenheit. And finally, I'm going to hold the button down and put it to sleep, and that is the Bike Blinker Plus. Here's another option for mounting the bike blinker. This is just a little tin from some mints that I picked up at the local coffee shop. Looks like this before you do anything with it. Kind of like an Altoids tin, although a bit smaller. And what I've done here is mounted the 3 red LEDs on the back, the 3 white LEDs on the front. They kind of stick up, as you can see here and here. And I've got the button that turns it on and off right in the center. And the only challenge with this, of course, since it's a metal box, is to insulate things. But you can see inside, here's the circuit board, and here's a switch. The switch turns it completely on and completely off. It also isolates the board from the charging circuit. There's a little plug down here. If I can pull it out, it's in here fairly tight spot. There it is. This plugs into my charger. But when I have it turned off, it isolates the board from the charging power, so if the charging power happens to be above 5 or 6 volts, it won't damage the circuit. And because it's a metal case, what I found is I can connect the positive lead from the circuit board right to the metal case and connect all of the anodes on the 6 LEDs, solder them right to the metal of the case, and then insulate the cathodes and bring those down to the MOSFETs for turning on and off. So this one operates just the same as the other. If I hit the button, it brightens up, it's now on, and it begins reporting the temperature. I have the temperature sensor glued right to the metal case, so it's not sticking out, but it should change temperature pretty quickly because the metal is a good conductor of temperature, heat and cold. And just as the other one, if I hold the button down, I can switch over to the rapid blinking mode and the slow blink and so on. And if I hold the button down, of course, it goes to, after it repeats the mode 5 times, it says, okay, I'm tired of having you hold the button down, I'm going to sleep, and it goes to sleep.